Let's talk about navigating the jungle out there as you promote from assistant to associate professor. Since I'm unable to attend in person, let me share 4 tips on navigating the jungle out there. My first tip is to be strategic in what you take on. There are only so many hours in the day, so each of us have to think how the puzzle pieces of what we do fit together synergistically. So, when the jungle offers you opportunities like % salary coverage, reviewing grants, serving on committees, or collaborating on scholarship and research, you have to ask yourself, does this really align with my career goals? For example, you might receive the email asking you to lead the internal department education grants competition. You need to ask yourself if you need another service opportunity in your promotion dossier, or maybe it's worth taking this one on because it helps establish you as an early leader on campus. The overall tip here is that if these opportunities don't align with your career goals, you need to think twice about why you're saying yes and taking them on. An intricately related point is to be synergistic with your promotion criteria. This means when the jungle offers you opportunities, you're not only asking, does this align with my career goals, but also asking, is this synergistic with the promotion criteria? For example, your department head may ask you to lead a new program. You need to ask yourself if being director of that program opens up doors for scholarship and promotion in areas that you care about, or is it just going to fill up your time? In summary, this second tip is advising you that if these opportunities don't align with your promotion criteria, you need to think twice about taking them on. A third tip for surviving the jungle is to keep a focused body of research. For example, a senior member of your discipline may ask you to collaborate on a topic that is outside your area of expertise. As you consider this opportunity, you need to think about if this will help synergize with your current research, advance you as an expert in the domain, or will it count toward promotion? In some ways, this tip relates back to the first tip, in that there's only so many hours in the day, and you need to be strategic about what you choose to take on. Lastly, none of us get where we are alone. The fourth tip is to have great mentors and community. No one mentor can be everything to you. So, build a community of mentors who will speak hard truths to you, mentors who advise wisely, and colleagues who can advise you at your particular stage of life and career. This has been a short overview of 4 tips to help you get from assistant to associate professor. To summarize, be strategic in what you take on, be synergistic with the promotion criteria, keep a focused body of research, and have great mentors and community. And now, it's your turn. We're going to do a series of interactive activities, so grab a pen and paper as we apply these 4 tips to your career. Okay, take 2 minutes to discuss with the person next to you. In this second activity, we'll discuss a scenario. Here, a leader, who is responsible in part for your employment on campus, tells you that they are intimidated by your topic and in fact don't understand your research. Instead, they tell you to research in another area. What would you do? In trying to solve the problem, I first tried to make this topic accessible, but that wasn't well received. So I used the other topic in combination with my topic and got published, got on national steering committees, got invited as a visiting professor, and even got calls from the other area to innovate and collaborate on research. Let's do a mentorship example. Say you've been working with a senior faculty member for 2 years. They always direct you towards grants that you have a low chance of getting. Despite agreeing to the work on collaborative projects, they always get upset at you. Lastly, one of their other mentees starts publishing in your area, and it's obviously plagiarized from your previous grant proposals. This is a longitudinal situation with a lot of encounters and experiences to go from. It's also a little bit complicated because of the politics and the seniority difference between you and the mentor. Take a few minutes to find a new person to discuss this scenario with. In trying to resolve this situation, I first consulted a number of other people. They all advised I should have a constructive conversation with the mentor. This did not go well, and I had to fire the mentor. I learned from this experience to publish my ideas soon after proposing them, and to develop more than one mentor in my cadre of mentorship. We've covered a few scenarios for the assistant to associate professor phase, but Lisa also asked me to talk about a few surprises now that I'm an associate professor. The first surprise was the number of people who came to me and said, now that you're associate, you can focus on what you want to do. This has really opened up my eyes to the number of possibilities where I can take my career beyond the driven path that I had been on from assistant to associate professor. And I'll be honest, I don't know if it's the empowerment of being an associate professor or just my stage of life, but I really am embodying my motto of I am a gatekeeper. It is my job to open doors for others. So whether it is my students, peers, colleagues, I am using my position to create opportunities for their advancement. And while the politics haven't changed, my resilience to deal with them has increased. This is partly because of the rank afforded to associate professors in the hierarchy of the university, but also because the community and mentors I depend upon continue to give me good advice and space to reflect and learn upon all that I encounter. And with that, I want to foreshadow our next speaker, Adina Kalet. She has empowered me to be more of myself, to advocate for equitable research, and to create more opportunities for others. She's an example of an empowered leader who empowers others. I am grateful to stand on the shoulders of such giants. In closing, I remind you of the 4 tips that I shared from going from assistant to associate professor. But most of all, to be you. Your voice is important, and you're the only one who can share it. Remember to use your voice, your position, your research to make a difference. Keep doing great things.